All right, man. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions, man. DeAndre Hopkins said he reached out to the Lions to, see if they was interested. He never got a call back. Now, some people say he probably don't fit the culture in Detroit, um, and that's cool. That's super duper cool. Um, but I felt that they needed him, especially when they knew about, especially when they knew about, JMO's suspension. Um, uh, so I feel like they needed him, and I think a lot of people had the same reaction. Uh, I think a lot of people had the same reaction when we all heard that he wanted to come here. Now, I look what he signed for. I think he signed for like 13 million. That would have been nothing, in my humble opinion. Pay that man. We needed him. I mean, especially when people got mad at Marvin Jones Jr. last night for fumbling the football. It was his first ever fumble. Um, stuff happens. Um, but with DeAndre Hopkins, man, I know man Beast Morris is saying he old. We didn't need him because he's so old or whatever. But Marvin Jones Jr., the oldest receiver in the league, and my whole counter reaction to him was that DeAndre Hopkins was still very productive when he came back last year. Now, is it because of the pad situation? They felt like they didn't need no more receivers that they couldn't depend on, like making decisions that Jameson made. But what he would have done is he would have gave them that all purpose receiver, bare minimum. If he didn't have much left in the tank, he would have gave you that possession receiver that you needed. You know, he would have been him and St. Brown would have been impossible to stop on third downs, especially if it looked like especially if it look especially if Laporta keep looking the way he looked. Third downs would have been a movie for the Lions. They would have been way more efficient. Um, then, but and then you didn't have to break the bank to get him. But Tyson DeAndre Hopkins said he called the Cowboys, Giants, 49ers, Lions, calls out the Cowboys, Giants, 49ers, and Lions for not wanting him. Now we gotta go out there and see if he produces. We gotta go out there and see if he produces at a high level, then we gonna wish we would have picked him up. And I'm pretty sure them other teams gonna be wishing they would have picked him up too. But then you gotta remember too, there was some talk medically that he wasn't medically ready to go or something like that. So I don't know what that's about. It has something to do with the peds or whatever. He got popped for peds. So I don't know truly kind of what that was about him medically being clear or whatever. But if you go out there and ball, we could have used him. No doubt about it. We surely could have used him. And so could the Giants. So, you know, the Cowboys got some good receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup. And the 49ers could have used them. They got Ayuka and Debo Sanders, but Ayuka been very, very like inconsistent, and Debo he been a little bit banged up lately, but um, they could have used him. But hey, it's up to DeAndre Swift DeAndre Hopkins to shut those guys up. And go out there and show that he still can play and try to get one more contract. You know, um, you know, one more nice contract out the NFL. But to me, for the Lions, they receiver core didn't look bad yesterday. And maybe they felt like they needed more explosion from a receiver position than another kind of like older possession receiver. Like maybe Mike Evans would fit the bill a lot better for them. If they chose to go that route, which we know they won't. I think they're gonna wait till JMO get back, and it's a gamble that they're willing to take. But you don't want to get to the last minute and JMO don't work, and then you rushing for a receiver to come learn the offense too late, because we know what I call Brad Holmes, and I love him, but call him a day late and a dollar short. So he said there were some teams that I had on my list. I gave calls and they didn't even give a call back. He told Clay Skipper GQ, Detroit Lions didn't want me. Hopkins said Dallas Cowboys didn't want me. Giants didn't want me. Ish, who else ain't want me? The 49ers ain't want me. He says, the Titans and the fans may see this quote and wonder just how far down the list he was. And he thanked them, whatever. But I mean, unfortunately, bro, you know, he they needed him. They needed him for the first 6 games, and they needed him for a playoff run, and to teach those young receivers how to conduct themselves. He would have been a huge help, and then he still can. I believe he still can play, but only time will tell. You know, but that's my opinion on it. You know, you know, So but I would like to have had him because he can play. And he still showed he could play at the end of last year, but you know, not to call. I mean, I don't know their rationale about it. I would love to hear like what they kind of thought about it. I think they really like their young receivers, but I just think you got a caliber to get a Hall of Fame player and put him in your locker room, and he can coach JMO and he can get St. Brown and some of these other guys the game. I think that would have been. Um, I think that would have been huge for the Lions. But they don't look at things the way we look at. Like we like, damn, they should go out there and get Mike Evans. They looking at it as we straight with these receivers. And when JMO get back, we drafting them. We got faith in them. That's how they looking at it. Trust and believe me. That's exactly how they looking at it. But I would have bid on this. You know, Let me see how much he got paid. But then again, you had a few other prominent teams out here who didn't bite. So apparently it's a 2-year, $26 million contract with a 3.6 cap hit and a $11 million cap hit. So it's like 1 year, $11 million because they got a potential out. So a 1 year, $11 million deal for the most part. $13 million deal. So it wouldn't have broke you, but hey, it is what it is. The Lions gonna ride with their boys that they came here with. Hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.